Hey folks, this is a video on clip tuning. As you know, we offer a variety of different light models. They have different body shapes. We now have two different length clips, the standard lengths, like these, and the short clips, like this one and this one. So what I'm going to demonstrate today is how to tune your clip, the tension on your clip. For example, you'll see on this Hoku, I have a small gap between the body and the clip. That's how I like it, because in my cargo pants and my jeans, I like it to be able to easily slide over the ridges here. On a more smooth light, I sometimes have them touching. So, I'm going to set some of these aside for the moment. On this one, you can see that my bend is set where it's actually got for this light body and for this clip length. To me, this is way too much gap. So I'm going to show you how to address that. I've got a Weehaw T10 Torx for the screws that we use. So I'm going to unscrew the clip. And then I'm going to actually screw it on, flipped around like this. And what I'm doing here is using the light essentially as a bending fixture. Now, if you have a copper light, I would recommend against this, but if you have a brass or aluminum light, it's probably okay to do. If you have a copper light and your only light is copper, you can always hit us up and we can adjust the clip for you. So you see I've snugged it down, not super tight. You never want to screw these screws down super tight because you'll potentially break the screw. And then the threads will be left in here and then everybody's having a bad day. So I've snugged it down just a little bit, and I'm going to take, hold the light in one hand, hold the clip in the other hand, and gently bend. You don't want to bend too hard because you could break the clip, right? There's these areas here that potentially can break if you try to bend a little too much. So I gave it a little bit of a press. Now I'm going to spin it back around and see if I like that tension a little better. Nope, still need to go a little more. Maybe a lot more, actually. So, go back around. And I'm doing this sort of not as a staged thing, but as a real thing to hopefully demonstrate how it's done actually and in real time, so that you don't just see like some key steps and then I go off camera and do some secret magic or some shit. And okay, so now I'm gonna do it, bend a little more. Okay, I felt it move just a little bit, so I'm gonna check that fit out now. Okay, see, I think you can probably see there's a tiny gap. Since this is a smooth clip, since this is a smooth body right here, unlike the ridges that I have right here on the contact point, I'm gonna go a little bit tighter. And on an Ion Slim, in particular with a short clip like this, what I'm looking for is just the smallest little gap, like maybe a couple of business cards worth of gap between this part of the clip that touches your pocket and this part of the body that it slides against. So I'm gonna a little bit more. this guy around. Okay, I think this is just about perfect, so I'm gonna... So what I do is I go until it just bottoms out, and then I'll check the fit, and I can see that there's just the tiniest little amount of movement here, and the tiniest little gap behind. Now I'll hold it up this way, make sure that the clip is centered, and then snug it. Like I said earlier, you don't really need to crank these down, you just need to snug them. So you can see I'm just having a light 2-finger grip on this, not super tight, just snug. And that's it. I've now tensioned the clip on this Ion Slim, and I think it'll be just about perfect for my use. You can always adjust it, you know, like some people like a really heavy tension so it's pressing, so the clip's pressing hard against the body. Other people like an even lighter tension so the clip is floating a little higher above the body. It's all what's up to your, you know, what your preference is. But taking the clip, flipping it around on the body, and then carefully, and I have to reiterate, carefully bending it is a way that you can adjust your pocket clip. If you are too rough with it, you do run the risk of breaking the clip, and if you tighten these down too tight or cross thread them, you run the risk of either damaging the screws or the body. So just be very careful. All right, thanks so much. Hope you are enjoying your flashlights, and for those of you who have picked up new clips, like your new clips. Have a great afternoon.